Alright boys, we did something crazy. We hit Diamond in Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel. I did this while I was taking a break from Wuthering Waves and War Tales. I was honestly doing this for fun. I found a deck I really like and I enjoy. It's not really meta, but it's also stupid broken, I'm not gonna lie. But I'll be going over the deck list and we'll be watching some replay so I can talk about some scenarios. I don't have a clean replay to go over the cookie cutter combo. I'll probably just go into solo later on and see if I can make it happen like artificially. But let me get through the deck list real quick and then we'll talk about the actual combos and everything and why I picked what I did. So we have Duel and Lockbird. The current meta is genuinely Snake Eyes and nothing else. The main deck that beats out all other decks right now is Snake Eyes. So we're just going to be playing Snake Eyes. There's no Fiend Smith or anything yet, but once that gets added to the game, we're going to get kind of cooked. So I run Duel and Lockbird at 1 because it's kind of mandatory, and 2 I have for cross out just in case someone else does it to me. 3 Maxis until Maxi gets banned or anything. This will always be a 3. So Meek. So a lot of people run 3 Meeks. 3 Meeks is kind of mandatory because of its effect. When this gets destroyed by a card effect, you can summon another Meek. You want to run 3 in case you need 3 to summon from the deck. But I found in the beginning of the game, when you draw 1 Meek, it gives you more value to your combos. So I decided to add another tuner that most people don't run, Torrid. Torrid has a similar effect to Meek, except for Torrid can just summon out any tuner from the deck. That's level. Is it just any tuner? Hold on. Yeah, it's a Mannadium tuner. So with Torrid, you can summon out Meek, and then with Meek, you can just go into more Meeks. So it's basically a 4th Meek is all Torrid is. That's why I wanted to run 4. I didn't want to push any more than this because that's when you start bricking. And I don't know if it's because I'm lucky that I didn't super brick too bad. Even if you draw 2, it doesn't feel too terrible because you can just save 1 for the turn after. But I wanted to run 4 just to make sure I draw 1 in the beginning. So that way, just in case we get impermed or something, I wanted to make sure I had one of my starting hands. That way we could extend off of it. Ash, I only run at 2. It feels really terrible to draw 2 in the starting hand. So I just wanted to draw 2. And Ash isn't as good as it is. I'll be real. If Maxi wasn't in Master Duel and wasn't so like in every single deck, I might not even run Ash Blossom. But because Maxi exists, we are definitely going to run Ash Blossom just to make sure we have an answer to Maxi. Riumheart. So I know some people run Riumheart at 3. I'll be honest, I hate drawing Riumheart at the beginning and starting with it, so I cut it down to 2. Just so we can draw more into extenders, because Riumheart's not really extender, he's more of part of a combo, right? He's not a good starter. He's just in the combo, so I decided to cut him down to 2 instead of 3, and it feels a lot better. We draw less bricks. So Riumheart is your main starter. He's your 1-card combo. He's the main starter you want to draw into, so we obviously run him at 3. And even if you draw 2, he doesn't feel too bad, because he's usually your normal summon. So even if you draw 2, hey, you have his effect to special summon himself if you need it. So Starfrost we run at 2. I decide it's really annoying because part of the combo you need Starfrost at some point, whether it's on the field or in your graveyard, to give you access to the fusion monster. So we have 2 cards in the deck that also count as Starfrost. So we have Samsara and we have this fusion. This guy only counts as Starfrost on the field, which is a kind of a grief. I wish they added if it was on the field or graveyard. But if they did that, that would make this deck a tier 0. So this guy only counts as Starfrost while he's on the field. We still run him, but that's why I decided to add another. I didn't want to run 3 Starfrost because that feels kind of bricky. I decided to add this guy instead. Because what he does is basically recycle. When you summon him, he recycles Starfrost to the deck. You can special summon him if you have a Starfrost in your banish or in your graveyard. So he just feels nice. I only run him at 1. If you run him at 2, I'd see it That's a good option, but I definitely run him at 1 or 2. So you don't have to run a third Starfrost. Just for it's more for like consistency. Starfrost part of the combo. Definitely need him for like most of the combo. So this one's my spicy pick, right? So Velda Kalanta. I'll be real. The main reason I'm running this card is because he looks cool, right? Lore wise, he's the main big boss for Starfrost. He's a literal god. So how the actual card plays, he's literally a Starfrost version of Iris Sword Soul. So if a card gets popped by a card effect, like destroyed, and you have a Starfrost on the field, so this probably won't pop up too often unless you're in mid combo. You can special summon him and search a clear new world. I'll be real, this card does fuck all, but it's just another card to pop, destroy your own cards with, which makes Meek summon another Meek. Yada yada yada. You can do a lot of combos by destroying your own cards with Starfrost, basically, in Mannadium. So when he's summoned, he just gives you a free card, basically. But his other effect is if your opponent destroys any of your cards, he can destroy your opponent's card in return. So it's pretty good. They destroy your card, he counter the card, destroys. He's like a Horus, which is very annoying, which this deck is very weak to, hence the Harpy's Feather Duster. Uh, the main weakness of Starfrost is we don't have a lot of spell trap removal, so running Harpy's Feather Duster is a must. But besides that, if we don't draw Harpy's Feather Duster and we're fighting a spell trap deck and they know what they're doing, we get kind of cooked just because we can't keep up with the what's it called, grind game, and we just don't have good outs of spells and traps in the deck. Reinforcements army, we can only run it at 1, hence we're only running at 1, but our main monsters are all fucking warriors, so that's why we run Rhoda. Clear a new world because of Veda. Garclaw Rival we run 2. um it's very strong. If you have multiple in your hand, you can use multiple. That's why it doesn't feel bad. If you run 3, you're definitely gonna start bricking though. That's why 2 is perfectly fine. It's the only card searchable off Riumheart, and it allows to extend after we get nibbed. So Imaginings is basically pot of Graceful Charity. Yeah, Graceful Charity. You reveal Mannadium or Starfrost in hand, draw 2. Card doesn't come up a lot, but it's very useful. That's why I only have it at 1. It's only useful in very specific scenarios, but I find this card super lucky. I don't know why it is, just call it the heart of the cards. This card will always pop up when you need it, but if you try to run multiple, you're going to start bricking. So just keep it at 1. I don't know why, just blame heart of cards. It just works like that. So at position, you run 2. This is part of your main line of combo. It also adds to popping a card to search your field spell. Uh, this one's just 2. I don't know why. 3, obviously, you're going to start bricking. 1, you don't have enough because you're going to need 2 to combo, and in case you draw and you need to search. It's just 2 is nice. So this card I'm just running because I'm running Veda. Basically, you search Veda, and then it has graveyard effects, which is very nice. It's just a free search into Veda, which gives you another free search. If you're not running Veda or Realm of Eulogy, I would recommending the Kashtira kit. Either the Kashtira or Bestials. But because I don't like Bestials or Kashtiras anymore, I was running those at first. I switched to this, and I'll explain it more when we get into replays of why I swapped. This is your Scareclaw field spell. We will only run 2. It's nice to search your Scareclaw. We need at least 1 for the combo, but by running 2 and we get 1 in the beginning, feels very nice to use this to bait out a Ash Blossom before you summon your normal. Same thing with this card. It's to start to Visa Starfrost and see if we can bait out an Ash before we do our normal summon. To search off our normal summon. And then, so here's our main field spell we'll be using. This is Peaceful Planet Clarium. First of all, it searches most monsters in our deck. Most of the time, you'll be searching your Riumheart with it. The other effect it has is if your tuner on your field is destroyed, you can resummon it basically. So basically with Meek, you destroy Meek and you have Calarium up. Not only does Meek summon another Meek from the deck, but your Calarium will resummon your Meek from the graveyard. So it just gives more bodies on the field to link or do whatever you want with. So next we're running 2 cold buys and 1 cross out. We're basically running 3 cold buys is what this is. This is to answer hand traps so they don't stop your combos on your turn because you're going first deck. Realm of Eulogy and Reframing, I run 1 of each. They're basically Realm of Eulogy is a monster negate for destroying your own card. Reframing is an Omni negate, but you have to have a synchro monster on the field, which comes up more often than you think for both of them. And we run 1 Imperm, just because Imperm is one of the best traps right now. Yeah, that's the main deck. I trying to keep it a flurry. Otherwise, you might want to run more of others. There's cards you can definitely take out, like obviously the Veda, the Realm of Eulogy, and the Clear New World. That's 3 spots you can replace if you want to. The rest I find fits perfectly right now with the current meta. So these 3 cards are optional. Obviously, you can run the Kashtira 3 if you want to. But just because this card's so cool, I like to run it. Okay, extra deck time. So we have 2 of the fusion spell. This is part of the combo. Plus, this guy can't be destroyed by battle, and he's a free pop. You can either pop your own monster or your opponent's monster, so it helps break boards too. This is our Mannadium. I'll be honest, most of the time you run into this is only good when you're 1 card comboing. Otherwise, most of the time you can skip past this if you want to. Usually I don't skip past it just so we can synchro climb, and then usually by the time you get to this part you can see if they have nib or not. And we have Excel Stardust. In the 1 card combo, this card doesn't come up, but when you have extra bodies on the field and you get into your 2 and 3 card combos, this card pops up sometimes. So it's important to have anyways, just in case those scenarios come up, which is most of the cards in this extra deck. Visas Amriata is part of your 1 card combo, which you'll see when we go into it. I don't know if I have a replay of a 1 card combo, but we'll see. But he searches basically a spell or trap that mentions Starfrost. So he searches basically all of our spells and traps. But by the time in the 1 card combo you get to this guy, you have options, and he basically rounds out and you figure out what you need to finish the 1 card combo if you have it or don't have it yet. Baron to Floor, we make it every single game. It is a big anti-nib, destroy your opponent, absolutely stuff your fucking advantage into their face, omni negate, yada yada. This card's probably getting banned at some point. So Bestial Depater, I'm still running it. If we can summon it off Crimson Dragon. Instead of Bestial, the other option we have, which I might switch to, is Changying. You can run Changying instead, which I'm probably going to. But if you're running Bestials, you'll want to have him in. But one of his abilities is to summon a banished light or dark monster onto your field. I don't know the conditions for it, but half the time it just doesn't work for me. But yeah, so Crimson Dragon. This is part if you're going deep. It doesn't come up all the time, but I like to have it anyways, just in case. You can basically pick your Baron to floor with your Crimson Dragon and just summon out some crazy shit. Does it happen all the time? No, not at all, but I think it's nice to have anyways. Lightheart, we run it too. One of Lightheart's effects, if you have Visa Starfrost and this card's in the grave, you can summon it back. And then with the summoned back version, you can use that to link into another Lightheart, just to thin your deck out more to search your primitive planet. Just get the other copy with this guy. Is it necessary? You can cut it down to 1, sure. Just be in mind if you cut your fusion and your Lightheart down to 1, be careful of Kashtira Unicorn. If a player knows what charts to target and you're only running 1, you might get cucked over. But if you want to cut either of these down to 1, I could totally see it. That's fine. I would cut down the fusion to 1 and keep Lightheart at 2, though. I feel like Lightheart at 2 is a mandatory. Just in case your opponent does break your board, you do have another Lightheart in case you need to make something happen next the turn after. Cross Sheep is mandatory, so with Cross Sheep, most of these effects you don't matter, but with Fusion you can special summon. So it's part of the 1-card combo. Basically you're going to be comboing Cross Sheep and your Fusion monster a lot. You're going to Cross Sheep, and then you're going to summon your Fusion by banishing from the grave into a zone your Cross Sheep's pointing to get a 4 cost back from the grave, usually Meek. And then with the Fusion and Meek that you get from Cross Sheep, you can make a 10 synchro 10 with it. SB Little Knight, this honestly I used all the fucking time. You can use Lightheart plus 1 other monster to make Little Knight, and you can get a free banish. Versus I've also used this to dodge evenly matched and things like that. So Little Knight is very important to have. Unicorn, I almost never use Unicorn. It's very rarely I use Unicorn, but just in case you need to shuffle a monster or you need it out you don't have, Unicorn's nice to have. Like a monster can't be like destroyed or banished or something, you can at least shuffle with Unicorn. So it gives you a different option to out a card. So I have it in here just in case. Yeah, Appaloosa comes up all the time. She's part of the end board for our 1-card combo, and you make her most of the time. She's one of your, the in-game board's usually her plus Baron plus Fusion, because Fusion can't be destroyed by battle, or her plus Baron plus Little Knight, plus Bestial is usually the end board, so obviously we have Appaloosa. Now, access code talker I have in here just in case. It doesn't happen all the time, but it does. It's a nice way to close the game if you're going second and you need extra damage. You can boost them up to like 5,000 attack, and then you can just banish all your opponent's monsters and just kill them. But yeah, that's the whole deck list. So the main things you can swap out is Bestial for Cheng Ying. You can swatch out the Veda package or like Ashira. I wouldn't recommend going Bestials because when I was running Bestials plus Mannadium, I was kind of hard stuck Platinum, like Platinum 5, and then I switched and then I got to Diamond just off that when I switched to pure Mannadium. But anyways, let's get into some replays. I saved some replays. I don't remember the exact order I saved them in. But we're just gonna go and look through all of them. I'm not gonna be talking about it too in depth. You can slow it down if you want to. The video's already at 18 minutes, so I am gonna be running them in fast forward, just so this video doesn't take up too much time. I might do some more videos where I'm talking about gameplay and stuff. So in this duel, we're going second. I forget. Oh yeah, this guy's playing some weird Link deck, and I thought we were kind of cooked. Cause he's just kind of comboing off, and I thought he was gonna do something crazy and like have Omni negates and stuff. But keep in mind, when I did this duel was like high platinum. It was like platinum 3. But he ends up ending his turn on this weird Link 5 that can be destroyed by battle, or you can affect. This card can be destroyed by effects and everything. The only thing it has going for is 8,000 attack. But whatever. So we're going through our 1-card combo. Well, I guess it's technically a 3-card combo. So let me pause real quick. So most of the time you're gonna go Riumheart, search Meek, Meek summon, Riumheart plus Meek equals Synchro 6. So keep in mind, when you have Riumheart plus Meek, if you have any cards in your hand to destroy Meek, now would be the time. If you have the fusion spell up, even better because you get multiple Meeks. So that's why I did the Visa Starfrost now, while the Meek is up. That way we can get more Meeks, and more bodies on the field while we have Meek up. Because Meek will just revive itself, basically. So let's keep going. Now, I might not be... Yeah, see, we had 2 Meeks. Now, I might not use Starfrost right now. So, yeah, I go back to doing my 1-card combo. So, we use Obsidian to destroy Meek. Meek revives itself. And so, That's one thing that's really weird in this combo. In your 1 card combo is when you're on your level 8, Visa Amriata, whatever. You actually link him off because he counts as Visa Starfrost into Lightheart. Now with Lightheart, usually you search the field spell search Reichheart, and you go into your Scare Claws. Keep in mind, this combo only works if you have a regular Visa Starfrost in the grave. So one thing to keep in mind, I kind of skipped over it. I used a Lightheart to make Cross Sheep, and then while Visa Starfrost was still on the field, I brought Lightheart back out and then made Little Knight just because I had extra bodies. So we are going to get nibbed here. I am going to dodge it with Little Knight. But if we didn't get nibbed, we would have Cross Sheep right here. We would have summoned Astral, Vicious Astral Lord into this slot so Cross Sheep can give us Meek back. That's only if we didn't get nibbed. Now keep in mind when you're summoning the fusion spell, the cards you want to banish is Riumheart and Starfrost. If you have Scarclaw in the graveyard, do not banish Scareclaw or the fusion spell because you need Scareclaw Arrival. You need him for Scareclaw Arrival in case you need to extend. So here I'm going to summon the fusion spell anyways, and we're going to go into our Scareclaw line. Because I don't have Lightheart on the field, I had to use that to summon it. If you have Lightheart on the field, you can special summon the right card below it. But we had to go through a weird line here. This is only because we got hit by Nib, and I forgot that we used Little Knight. So keep in mind this is a weird board after Nib. I didn't want to go into Appaloosa to lose our fusion spell, but it doesn't matter. We can still close out the game with Little Knight because Little Knight's so broken. He literally has 1 monster. And I think he just scoops. So that was like part of the 1-card combo. We did get nibbed, so you couldn't see the full in-game board. Oops, did not mean to do that. I don't remember what this game was. It was in 2 turns, so it should be just the main combo again. I'm trying to pausing it less just so we can get through this faster. Okay, so here I was still running Bestials. This is the if you're running Kashtira and Bestials line. So a whole lot of special summoning. So this is one of the situations Excel Synchron came out. We don't have our main. Okay, so I want to pause it here. So when I was talking about Bestial Disbatter doesn't work sometimes, we have this guy banished, but it wouldn't let me summon him. So I don't know what the fuck was happening there, but whatever. That's why I switched off Bestials, because like one of those situations where it's not letting me do that and I don't know why, it just gets me cooked. And we're fighting Snake Eye of all things. So we use our field negate. I tried to trigger his negate. He negated my Fenrir for trying to banish, and then he pops off. So we do get cooked a little bit. This is the main meta deck we are fighting against. I did include this in there to show you how we fight against it. So this is one of the other reasons I took out Bestial is we drew out a lot of Bestial cards. And it basically wasn't Mannadium anymore. It was us playing Bestials versus Snake Eyes. And Bestial versus Snake Eyes can't keep up. It's just how it is with all the bans and limiteds and stuff. That's why I switched to more pure Mannadium, because I want to draw pure Mannadium so I don't run into situations like this. And the only reason I lived is because I used the Bestial to stop his attack. But if I was running pure, we would have never got to this situation, because I would have played my turn 1 better. So he scoops there because he knows, because we hit time limit, but if it got back to my turn, I could have full comboed because he had like no interruptions, and he would have got cooked anyways. So this game we lose. I want to show y'all one of the main weaknesses for running Mannadium, and that's spell and trap removal. Keep in mind I did misplay. There was a specific trap I could have gotten rid of, but I didn't, so we kind of just got cooked. So here we're going to be fighting Whores. So I do Maxium here, so he is going to just dump cards into his graveyard and not do a full play. Keep in mind, this is a guy I've played before. Like, I ran into this guy multiple times in the rank ladder, so I'm pretty sure he slided this card just to fight me in case he saw me. But I didn't know what this card did. I quickly learned what the card fucking did, and I get absolutely cooked by this card. So usually Horus, you can just, if you have the field spell and the other spell, you can just summon them out on your turn from the grave. With this trap, it basically allows you to do that on your opponent's turn. So basically these cards will always keep fucking coming back, and I just at one point could not keep up with how often they were coming up. Now I will say in this first turn I did misplay, because they don't have any interruptions, so we can just full combo as much as we want and just combo to infinity. But I accidentally popped one of his monsters, so it ended the combo early because we had to start dealing with his board before I was ready. So I did misplay on that aspect, but this is just to show y'all that spell trap removal in this deck is the main weakness. I'm gonna let this play out for a bit. So here, yeah, I accidentally popped his monster. And then it became, okay, everything's happening all at once, and I was not ready for it. We could have comboed more and been more ready. Like, we could have had more Omni Negates to deal with it. But either way, I did it early on accident, but we ended up clearing the board. So it becomes we both have no monsters, and then I realized what the trap does. It is around this time I realized I fucked up. But look, I'm still going. But that trap gave him a horse. I banished the horse. I can't attack because I use Little Knight. And then, yep, all the horses come back. Yep. So yeah, if we had spell trap removal or Harpies Feather Duster when I did this duel, maybe we would have stood a chance. But we literally just can't get rid of these. And then he makes it to where I can't use my graveyard, so at this point it's just over. So that's why I included spell and trap removal. I just find it really important. Yeah, so these last 3 replays, I know one of them I show. Oh, I think it's this one. Nope, this is two. Oh, okay, this is some weird crystal piece match. They saved this for a reason. I don't remember why. Oh, I think this is just me showing the main combo. Yeah, so he does some weird cook. This is a spicy deck he had. I don't understand what his end goal was, because I nib him, and he just ends. So here, I can show the 1-card combo. We do draw Visa Starfrost. We go Riumheart into Meek. Special Meek. Pop Meek with Visa, because we have Visa. And then we go back to our 1-card combo. Into the 6, make Meek. Go to Visa. Research the field spell. Field spell adds the other Meek. And grow into Light. Light, search the field spell. Make Cross Sheep just because I had that nib and I wanted to get him out of the way. We do put Visa in the graveyard before we summon the fusion spell just to get the extra value. So if we didn't, that fusion would just ban him from the graveyard. Here we go, fusion. Pop that. Air Claw. Make access Code Talker just to end the game. That being said, we didn't have to go into access Code Talker. We could have went into Baron and some other things and just put up Omni Negates to be ready for him on his turn. Cool. Got 2 more replays. I don't remember why I had these replays saved. We'll figure it out once we get into it. Oh god, this hand was fucking terrible. Oh, this is against tier elements. So I'll be real. My opponent misplayed on this one. Kind of misplayed a lot. So at one point I get max seed. So I max seed him on this turn, right? He does one special summon, passes. I go to my turn. He maxes me. Well, I'm like, fuck. So I just do this, search for hand traps. And I was gonna pass, right? But he decided to start playing on my turn. And I look at his deck. Keep in mind, this whole time I'm looking at his deck size. And so it went from I was just gonna pass on my turn to, can we deck him out? So I was like, let's see if I can deck him out. If I lose, I lose. I won't challenge Mexi anymore. I was like, fuck it, let's see if we can do it. So we just start playing. All of this is on my turn. If this goes beyond this turn, there's no way we win, right? Because he just gets so many draws off Mexi. But here I am just challenging it. I know I have a nib, and I know he summons this. And I know I have the nib for next turn. But so much negates happen and stuff, he kind of stops our combo. This guy had us fully stopped, fully cooked. At this point, I'm dead to rights, right? However, the only reason I challenged Max C and was comfortable with it is 1, deck size, 2, I have nib. I was like, okay, well, he's either gonna deck himself out or I'm gonna have to nib him down to 16. And at this point, so, okay, I nibbed here. Why did I nib here? Because he had lethal on board. He got lethal on board and I didn't nib. And then I realized he had lethal on board and then he XYZ summoned. And I was like, I should nib. Because if he realizes he has lethal on board and stopped being greedy, I was dead. But he was greedy. So we got to nib him. Here he tries to recover from being nibbed. I look at this, I'm like, oh my god, we're so close. But at the end of the day, we don't get to mill him out. Because he got nibbed, he has to end on this board. At this point, I'm like, okay, whatever. I can just go into red card and start 1-card comboing. He's trying to snow tail. I'm gonna maxi it. He realized he tried to return maxi to the deck like that was gonna do something. He realized he fucked up, and I think he realized he was cooked. Oh no, it was time limit. But either way, he was cooked because we're gonna start comboing. Okay, so this is the last replay I have saved. So let's look at it. I don't remember why I have this saved. I think it's because we dodged a max, a nib. Okay, so this duel is in diamond. He starts out with maxing. We're gonna cross out him. Yeah, so we're gonna start our 1-card combo. Going to make, pop make. Search the traps because we can. Going to 6. Summon another meek. Special because we can. At this point, we're just doing all this. Okay, so I go into Baron here, right? So the usual combo is to go into our rank 8, right? Now, I did Baron here because when I went into our level 6, I saw a little indicator, right? The indicator didn't pop up at all until I got to that point. So I thought he had nib. And so I made Baron. I stopped my combo and made Baron. 1, because I could. 2, that way I could Baron and cancel out his nib. But then he didn't nib. And so I kept playing. And then he summons Bestial. He activates his Bestial. So I was like, okay, was it not nib? And it was a Bestial instead. So here, I Baron his Bestial. Spoiler alert, he did have a nib. But he never used it. Why? I don't know. We are like well past 5 summons at this point. But he never nibs me, and I don't know why. I also forget I had used Baron. Cancel his BC. I thought Baron was like, this was a fresh Baron this whole time. I forgot I used Baron. Keep in mind, he has a nib in his hand. I don't know why he never nibs me, but he has a nib. That just blew my mind. Yeah, so we're gonna end on this board. This board's pretty nuts. We have I thought this was a fresh Baron, but it's not. So we have, if it was, we'd have one Omni Negate, two Omni Negates, one Monster Negate, called by a Monster Destruction, three Monster Negates, and a monster that can't be destroyed by battle. So this end board is pretty nuts. So yeah, as you can see, right there he discarded a Nib. Now I don't know if he drew this off the start of the turn, because if he did, I would have been peeved if I was him. So I don't know where this Nib came from. If he had it last turn, I don't know why he didn't use it. So he had to have drawn it off the top of the deck, which is really fucking sad. But here we negated. I realized Baron wasn't fresh, but it didn't matter. So that's my Mannadium deck. It's really just go first. Hope we're not fighting a spell or trap card deck, and we cook them. Yeah, thanks for watching. If y'all stayed this long, don't forget to subscribe and have a good one.